Welcome everybody to the GreyScale Podcast. I'm here with my hosts Herb and Matt, and today we're going to be talking about our secondary school experience as a whole, discuss how we met each other, and how we've met some fake people in our lives, some good friends in our lives.
You're like how to the end of primary, like how the end of primary was for you.
I don't even remember. I was, what do you call it? I was well liked in primary. I had a few people who liked me. I had like two main friends, and they turned out to be like raging racists the second secondary school began.
Matt, what was primary like, and then all of a sudden you're introduced into this massive secondary school? How was it?
My primary secretary, we went back and forth even like towards the end of primary. I ended up spending a lot of time at secondary.
Right.
So I knew the building, and I was sort of used to being in the area. But obviously, being in a secondary school which is full of much bigger kids is a lot more scary. But the end of primary was very normal. My whole class was quite close. I think weren't many people who had any issues with each other. But it didn't take long once we'd gone into secondary for us to sort of just stop talking. It was very quick.
No, yeah, I think that happens with everyone. I stopped talking to my two friends from primary. Literally, I don't know, I'd say about 2 months into secondary, I think that completely blew them off. Because you just meet
the people I was close friends with became popular.
Yeah, that's the problem.
I think with me, mine's completely different. So, I think I was quite a popular kid in primary. I think if you played sport at all, you was quite popular. I think that's the case now, even with like secondary schools and college.
Did you really have like popular kids in primary? Because
I can't really class it as popular because
20 to 30 kids, and that was
yeah.
Because you're in a class, you're in like you are just the year sixes. So
I was
popular.
I was friends with a lot of people in my class, and when when we was all introduced to the secondary school, it wasn't that intimidating because my friends, we all had similar interests and we all knew each other, so we hung around each other, and that was the case until Year 9. I met Matt Year 8, right? I think
you met both of us in Year 8.
You met both of us in Year 8.
Yeah, I think I met Matt in English. I think I sat behind Matt, and we both played Rainbow at the time. So I remember talking to you about that, and then
to this day, you refuse to acknowledge that I was also in that class.
I do, because you wasn't sitting with us.
I still struggle to believe.
I was there,
and I remember sitting. You was in my science class, weren't you? And that was just fun.
On the table.
That Year 8 science was just very fun.
Was that with Mr. Shine?
Yeah, yeah, bro. That was jokes.
Fucking terrifying.
But I think the transition from primary to secondary wasn't as intimidating because I did summer school as well, so I was quite familiar with everything.
I didn't do summer school.
I was familiar
when I
with
first came in. I had no idea about anything when I first came in. I had no idea the building, the layout, anywhere I needed to go. Pretty sure my first day was terrible.
What would you say there was any struggle trying to find or meet new friends?
Kind of, but not really. It took a little while, and then I sort of, I was friends with Adam, then somehow I managed to be friends with Kai. We won't say his last name.
Yeah.
I sat with Adam for a while, and eventually the table was formed.
Yeah. What about you, Matt?
My first year was ropey. I think I spent most of the first year sort of walking on my own or sitting outside.
Oh, really?
Fucking.
Well, he's a loner. Really?
I think I just walked around the school.
Was you not friends with Seth?
No.
Really? Oh wow! I didn't know this. I thought you had like a little friend group in Year 7.
I don't think so. I'm pretty sure towards the end of it, I probably hung around with, like, specific people, but I don't remember.
We know there's quite a big difference for like independency, punishment, and all that kind of stuff.
There is no freedom of expression.
There was no detention or anything
No
like that in primary or
yeah.
anything.
No dyed hair. No. Was there no piercings?
I don't know,
Yeah,
but how do
piercings.
we think that's a good thing to sort of like?
No.
Do you not
I
think
understand.
punishments are like detention and that are? Because I feel like they were quite heavily enforced and emphasized on in year 7, and I think they're sort of like a deterrent or just to make us scared to not do anything bad.
I think that's fine. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Yeah.
Well, yeah, no, I agree with that because it's kind of like the nip the problem in the bud kind of thing.
Yeah.
Before they bloom into,
Roadman.
delinquents.
Roadman. Let's just
Yeah,
call it like
roadman.
fucking road. If you're a roadman, fuck off. No one wants you. No one wants you
Marshall,
here.
don't ever go out past 6 p.m. now.
We don't know. No, it's fine.
Is that MJK on the block, man?
Yo, where you from? So, skipping onwards, we know the year 7 to year 9 was sort of like a chill year. You know, you don't have to worry about any sort of important tests or anything like that. And then I think year 10, it switches so quickly. Explain what you did from the start and then what you changed.
I did history, art, drama, and media. And what was the other? What's the other like option that you can pick?
You did science,
Oh, the
right?
sciences. The sciences. Yeah, I did chemistry and biology because I hated physics because it was to do with math.
And you change what?
I would change. I wouldn't. I don't care about the history or the chemistry or the biology. It's the main 3 that I want. I wish I'd changed because I just don't enjoy them. I didn't enjoy art. I didn't enjoy drama. I like media, and that's what I'm doing now. But I don't know. I feel like I should have done some more like hands-on. I'd like DT or RM.
Why didn't you enjoy it?
It's just I thought I'd enjoy it because like I for art I used to really like drawing when I was like really younger. Then I started art and I realized I preferred art as just a hobby. And then in art they make you do it as if you're going into a career in art, and that's not really what I wanted. And also, in the course that we did, it is so limited. It is literally just copying other artists' work for 3 years straight, and then you do a final piece of your own at the end. There is no independence in the art course that we did.
That's a big problem I have with art in school. I've been telling my cousin that for when he does his options. In my opinion, art would all be about like expression and how you take things and how you
it should be there should
and
be
you should
way
be able
more
to express that however you want. But instead, you're copying an artist. You're doing art, your own art, but in that style, and then you're copying another artist and doing their art.
And then you'll do it. And then honestly, as well, when the teachers tell you to do something, they always say they're just giving you ideas, but then they'll mark you more if they do the idea that they give you. It's so like, it's ridiculous. I really that's the whole reason why I didn't enjoy art, because it just felt so limited. Drama was a different story, just because I thought I was going to enjoy it, and then I didn't.
Yeah, I mean, so drama was difficult, because obviously you think it's going to be all fun, and because I think, obviously, year 7, year 9, it's more of like a fuck around time, and it's fun.
Yeah.
And then as soon as you go into year 10, it's all serious. You have to, it's not mostly written work, but you have to remember a lot of shit. It's really a difficult subject.
There is a surprising amount of homework that I was not expecting.
It was a really difficult subject. I would say I didn't think it'd be that difficult. I remember doing a mock, getting a 1, and then I fucking revised for the other one. I got like a 3+, and then in the end, the teacher passed me, which was kind, but it was. I think if I wouldn't do it again, just because I know now, because it's mainly acting. And then you get to make a decision. You want to do design or you want to stay as like acting. And I think if it was design from the start, then I'd stay. But,
that's another problem I had with that. You pick if you want to do lighting, and design lights on productions and all that, you do that in your final year of it. if you want to do that, it should be way, way, way before that, because it just gets to the point where like you've done all this other you're in your final year and you're doing this new thing and you know nothing about it, so that when you get to your final exam, you've just produced something that makes no sense because you have no idea how to use the equipment. Because for the first 2 years of the course, you've been doing acting.
It's like
when they give you the choice to do something that you'd prefer, you have that, and then it's like that for 6 months, and then you're done, then you're finished.
yeah, because you're used to one thing throughout the whole course, and all of a sudden, if you want to do that other thing, you've got such little time to learn about it. And I think most of the teachers will say you should do stuff outside of lesson, like do productions and stuff like that, and help around with that sort of side. But if you're not into like doing productions and stuff, then it's gonna be really difficult to learn that sort of stuff, because the teachers are they have to split their work, don't they? They have to work on the people that want to do the acting, and the teachers have to work on them, and then they have to go to the people that want to do design. They want to do like lighting or sound, and it's really, really difficult.
Yeah, it's not in the favor of the people that want to do the more technical side of it. It's mainly acting. That's all it is.
Okay, Matt, what courses did you do, and would you change any of the options you did?
I did triple science, resistant materials, art, and psychology. I only did triple science because I wanted to avoid doing history, geography, or any language at all costs. I'm not sure I'd change any actually, because I did quite enjoy my options. If anything, I would change art, but then I'm not sure what I'd change it for, because drama doesn't sound very good, and music as well.
I'd probably change art for probably food tech. I would have really enjoyed. I probably would have enjoyed. I think picking your options. You do it so early. I really think I don't understand. I don't know like a proper workaround for it. But however old I was when I picked my options, my brain then is completely different to my brain now, and I would have much more enjoyed cooking, like doing cooking course now, than I would have done doing art as a course then, or doing drama as a course then.
But I'm sure like 5 years from now, that you probably say the same thing about how being 16, 17 is too young to pick a college course that is going to define.
I know what you mean.
See, when it comes to most subjects, I think the class makes the experience. So I did food tech, and the class for me was shit. It was with the complete opposite people I hung around with. So I think that whole experience for me was awful. Even though I was good at food tech, I got a 7 in a mock, and then I got a 5 and a 6 in a mock. I still wouldn't do it just because of the classes I was in. I did combined science, history, food tech, sport, and drama. That was it. And I think I'd change drama for, I don't know, probably something like, I would like to say psychology, but people say psychology is such a difficult subject.
I think a lot of people just weren't expecting how much we were set at the beginning, because it was like we had a couple of lessons at the end of year 8 after we'd picked it, and even then we were set like massive work, and so many people dropped out, I think, just because of that.
Oh wow. Yeah, I know people say it's a really difficult subject, and I think I'd change food tech for citizenship, because I know that's more about, I don't know, I think it's about law and other stuff like that. And I'm quite interested in that sort of thing. I was quite good in history. Would be the only things I change. I don't know what the difference is from combined and triple. I know we do biology, chemistry, and physics. I think we just do it to
I think it's just
easier extent.
Just harder. It's just a higher level thing.
Yeah, I think different exams as well.
Yeah, I think the worst classes I had was food tech, because I was with most of my friends in the classes I had except from food tech.
Bro, you fucking bunked food tech a lot. You were always going to say that.
I was, yeah.
Like at the lunch, like you were bunking food tech today, or you weren't doing food tech today, or you were gonna go see like a teacher about swapping out food tech today.
I remember I did, and I was gonna do media instead of food tech, but it was too late. And your class was
my class. Yeah, we were full.
Your class was a bit AIDS as well.
Yeah, my class was very AIDS. The best thing I got out of my media course in secondary was the trip to Disneyland, where I had to sleep on a chair.
How was that Disneyland trip?
It was the weather really wasn't good. On the first day it was pretty good. It was also really dumb because they give you at the start they gave you like a little sheet and it would ask you who you wanted to be like paired in a room with. And on my thing, I put two of the people that I knew who were going at the time. Literally, I didn't get either of them. I got some people that I knew relatively well. You don't have to cut this out because I'm not going to say his last name. I got Tyler, who was in my he's friends with Tom.
Yep.
I got him, Joe, one of the Joes, the Fat Joe, and Benny. It wasn't so bad, but yeah, they didn't account for the fact that there was like 4 of us and it was a 3-bedroom room. So I had to sleep on a chair.
Oh, okay.
Until the last day, because I was sick on the last day, and Benny let me have like the end bed on the last day because he was staying up anyway.
Oh, okay. That's nice.
Yeah, shout out.
We know, shout out Benny. He's a real one. We know that obviously COVID changed our year 11 experience. I would say halfway. Would I say halfway through? I think halfway through.
No, it was well into like the
it was
end
like
of it because
was it February, March, right?
It was like 2 weeks before exams.
Yeah,
weeks
so
before the first exams, yeah.
And I think for me personally, I was sort of excited, just because no school.
Well, we all were. It was everyone was really excited because there was like no exams, and then we didn't really.
Well, we didn't know, and I think that's what affected me a lot. So there was always that thing in the back of your mind saying like, what if you have to sit your exams? You should be revised.
I was quite stressed.
So it was a very stressful period. It was a very, very stressful period. I think when they announced that there weren't going to be exams and it was predicted grade, I think it was like a lift off everyone's shoulders.
But a lot of people panicked, and
100%.
a lot of people weren't happy, particularly me with my maths. Because my maths grade was predicted from my predicted grades, and I get that I am not very good at maths, but I made a huge fucking improvement within the time from mocks to the time like when they switched everything to predicted grades. I made a massive improvement in my maths during that time, and I probably would have got a 4. I probably would have got a 4 if I did my exams, but obviously they were done on predicted grades. So I got lumped with 3, and now I'm having to resit it.
We know it would have been completely different if COVID wasn't around. I feel like it was sort of weird for most people when we went in and got our exams. I don't know, it just felt like everyone was sort of distant from each other, I guess, in a way.
Well, all of us had a bunch of different stuff going on.
So we know college as well. It's an important time to apply for different college course during or towards the end of year 11 and going for interviews, etc. And do we think not knowing our predicted grades, that for me that was kind of scary, not knowing if I was going to get a good enough grade to go into a certain course or anything like that. And I think that sort of stopped me from applying because I was quite late applying for courses in college.
I was as well, yeah. I was really late applying for I was very lucky to get into my course. I wasn't necessarily put off of applying for my course because of the predicted grade things. I was just, I didn't know what I wanted to do. That was the reason why I waited so long for submitting into a course.
I'm in the similar boat with you. I think I had to make a late transition to what I wanted to do. And I think do you not think there's a lot of pressure in that sort of period? Like, however, 5 years building up to these set of exams, and then you have to instantly pick what you want to do not for the rest of your life, but for quite a big chunk of your life.
It's like you spend your time in secondary school sort of finding out what you want to do, and then in college you're expected to know what you want to do and to know like the path you're going to take for that. And
if we compare our year 11 to previous year 11 students, we didn't have prom or like any sort of like party or anything like that for going ahead in education or anything like that. And I think, I don't know, we're that generation that's going to be known for not sitting exams and sort of like just, I don't know, it feels like we're slipping through in a way just because we haven't actually sat it.
I get that, but at the same time I really don't mind the whole not sitting it.
I think I'm fully, if I had the chance to sit my exams I wouldn't. because I'm not I wouldn't be confident in sitting them at all. I
Knowing,
don't think I would
no,
have
yeah,
passed
as
any
I
of the
as I
things.
am now, because I enjoy what I've done, because I enjoy what I'm doing now. I wouldn't do it solely because of that reason.
Or we briefly discussed in our talking about our experience from year 7 to year 11. Now we're going to talk about how we all met each other and became, close friends.
The bestest friend.
Matt, you can go first. You're the oldest. You can go first.
I don't think that makes a difference.
Yeah,
It doesn't. Year 8 English, I believe, is when I first met. Well, both of you were both in that class, but I became better friends with Marshall because we both played Rainbow and we started
Dickhead.
playing it together. I still don't remember you two together.
Matt, we was in PE together as well, weren't we?
Yeah, I remember like in that English. I remember you both like separately doing work with each of you separately, like sitting with you guys separately. But I don't remember you guys being together at all. Yeah, I remember I was closer friends with you at the beginning because we ended up playing Rainbow together.
Yeah.
But we never hung out. I don't think we never really.
I remember we
didn't-
definitely met up like, I don't know, once or twice, but it wasn't like common interactions or anything like that.
Or like at lunches and breaks, we weren't sitting with each other.
Yeah.
Yeah, you weren't like chummy with each other at the time. You just knew
Yeah,
you were
good
just
word,
acquaintances who knew each other in the same class.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, because I kind of had a little group, and then I sort of sat at the table with you, Harry,
Mm.
and then I stayed there for ages, and eventually, I can't remember what year did you join, Marshall?
It was
Year
towards the
9.
end of year 9, yeah. Like after summer break, year 9. I remember being with my primary school friends. That was my friend group, and there was different people from different schools that just hung around with us as well. So I think most of us played football and stuff like that at break and lunch. That was like the thing we did. Thinking about it now, we was cunts. We was like roadmen in the making, cunts, and then I had a falling out with the group, and then I remember one break time, I was such a prick. I remember walking over, I remember a couple breaks just looking at the table and being like, oh, there's Matt, there's Herb. I knew a couple people from that table, and I was like, fuck it, let me just sit there. And then I remember just saying like, yo, let me take this seat. And I sat down. I don't know what anyone thought of me or anything like that. And then I remember Seth saying like, you're actually okay. The first time I sat down, I was like, oh, thank you. And I just stuck, I guess. I just sat there.
It was like, it must have been weird for you. It must have been like a completely different
Oh,
kind of
no.
group,
I'd say
because
it's weirder for you. 100% weirder for you. You've got this like, kind of like...
Yeah, all the fucking nerds, and then the popular kid comes over. Yeah, it was really weird.
No. So yeah, it was like, I guess it was like that. But I thought everyone, I was a cunt. I was the biggest cunt, I can't lie.
Yeah, but but everyone was. We were all cunts.
And then
Yeah,
it was like the popular roadman, Sporty Donny.
Yeah, no, just because we weren't like popular doesn't mean we weren't cunts, and there's a common misconception a lot of people have in secondary school. Just because the quiet kids are quiet doesn't mean they're not cunts. Just because they're not as loud, because they're not, not as loud and annoying as the roadmen, doesn't mean they're better.
So, and then I remember sitting there. I thought it was fucking weird for you guys. I can't lie, because I just sat there. And I remember I didn't know. I remember one girl went to my primary, and the rest were just random people I'd never met before. And
was she there when you first joined?
Yeah.
I don't think she was.
Yeah, I think yeah she was because she was with Emily. And I think it was Emily and Reese was the two people I had the most trouble with trying to talk to.
Yeah, that's what it. Yeah, I could see that.
So, and I think I had to proper fucking try.
I knew Reese all the way from year 7, and I still had trouble talking to him. Yeah.
And then
I think that's just Reese.
Yeah, and then obviously I stuck. There was a couple other people came. I remember. Yeah, one kid got fucked off like a week after I joined the table.
Yeah,
that was kind of funny. That was kind of funny.
Throughout like the 5 years that we had that table, we must have booted
3.
off. I think. Yeah, three people. Some people left by themselves. Other people we booted some though, because some people just really just weren't fitting, and they were making things very, very
Some people were
annoying.
cunts. Some people were cunts.
Yeah.
But then I remember talking to you two and someone else about one kid that we kicked off in a party chat, and you was just talking like you don't like him or anything like that, and I was just like, fuck him off then. And then then you did. And then you did. But I remember first hanging out with you guys. It was kind of weird because I was like, it was a couple weeks after I joined, and you guys met up. Now we've spoken about meeting different people. You know, we've all met a lot of people in secondary school, and I think we've all got stories of people being two-faced or fake to a certain extent.
I feel like when you're friends with someone at that age, you take them for granted, and like because you take them for granted that you think you can make that you think it's okay to snake them or to two-face them because you just see them because at that point in time you don't really see anyone as like real people. You see them as just like people you are friends with. You know them from school. They don't they don't have a life outside of that, and I think that's the reason why it happens so often.
Yeah, I do agree with that. A bit selfish.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of drama, isn't there? Like even with little things, there's a lot of drama during that time period, and now it's I guess because we're all in college and stuff, it's calmed down.
You spend every day with the same people, so you're eventually going to rub off.
Yeah, it was bound to happen.
Whereas now, we actually, because we don't see each other every day, we actually want to see each other, so we actually have to put the effort in to go outside and meet up. Whereas before it's sort of like whether you want to or not, if you're in a bad mood, fuck off. You still have to sit down and smile.
Forced to see each other 5 days a week, like unless one of us is ill or something, and then we play with each other on the weekends as well. Like when you surround yourself with the same people for so long, there's gonna be an argument. It's like how anyone who has siblings, like they know you spend the same amount of time with like your sibling in the same house, like all your life. You're gonna get annoyed with them. Luckily, I don't, but you're gonna get annoyed with them, and I think that's what happens in thing. But that's drama. That's not two-faced. Two-faced is like I think it happens a lot when a person is torn between two groups, but they're too awkward. They're too awkward to pick one, but they do actually like one over the other. So in their awkwardness of it, they're still enjoying one group, but then they're going off to the other group and telling them how much they prefer them and how much the other group is shit.
How would you define someone being as two-faced?
As in, like, they give you like they give you good vibes when you're around them, but then the second that you're gone, they're dickheads about you.
Would you not say that everyone is two-faced then?
No. Listen.
Well, no. When I take off my headset after an extra, I don't go downstairs and then say to my nan, "Oh, Marshall and Matthew, they're such fucking pricks."
Yeah,
I hate them.
No, maybe not to us, but to most people. I'm going to be nice to people I hardly know, but behind their back, I still may be having a go at them.
No.
Yeah, but you're not like friends with them. It's different to just random people because it doesn't really affect them. But if you're doing it to your friend, that's just like. So we knew, we knew two people in our group. One was very nice. The other one was nice when they wanted to be. I'm going to use they pronouns here just because I don't want to reveal anything about the identity of the other person. I don't believe they use them.
Oh, fuck.
I don't believe they use they pronouns, but I'm just going to do it just for the sake of it. Yeah, one of them was very cool. He was a really nice guy. He was a bit weird. He was actually very fucking weird, but we'll ignore that. And the other one was alright sometimes, but was could be really.
They were new.
Really
they were new as well.
They were new.
They were new because they knew a friend, and that friend introduced them to us.
Because they didn't like the group that they were previously
with. And I think the feelings were mutual, weren't they? Like
the group that they came from don't really like her.
So
oh shit.
It was a girl. Come on now.
Yeah.
And
okay, yeah. The group that they came from didn't really like her.
The girl was I think it's the case with most people, like, they're nice at first, and then once you know their true character, or they start to slowly untangle it and they reveal themselves, it's sort of like, whoa, hang on a second here, like, what's happened? And
would you say that, or would you say it's more?
Is that being two-faced though, or is that just someone getting comfortable around certain people?
I would say no. This isn't being two-faced.
No. Yeah. Just being weird.
I would say I wouldn't say it's like revealing their real character. I'd say it's overstepping boundaries.
I feel like they just get I feel like with certain people they get too comfortable around different people within the group, and that's natural, but then some people take it over a certain level and it becomes rude, and it I don't know, it just feels wrong.
They feel like it could be like a group of 7, but the person who's like overstepping their bounds feels like there's only the only important ones are 4 of them.
Exactly.
And therefore they feel like they can walk over the other 3. Did I do the math there right? I think I did. Yeah. They feel like they can walk over the other 3, but then they don't realize that all 7 of the group actually like all like each other, and there's no hierarchy there. But then they come in and they feel like there's some sort of hierarchy that they need to conquer.
Yeah, it's like there's levels to the group.
Yeah. So if one person starts like making a joke about another one, they're gonna like hammer that joke in with them to like an extreme, to the point where it just becomes like, it just becomes, I don't want to say bullying, because that's not really what it is, but it just becomes constant, and it becomes more genuine than just like harmless jabs. They just become constant. It's like you're getting like punched into oblivion. I
think it's fine to make jokes about different things and situations, but there's a point where it's like with everything it dies out. You can make a joke about one thing, it can be funny for like a couple of weeks, and then all of a sudden it will die out. But yeah, with certain people, they'll just continually ravel on that fucking the joke until it just becomes really fucking annoying.
They'll hold anything they have on you over your head forever, and that's why like the jokes don't die out, because if it dies out, then they don't have something they can hold over you.
Yeah.
But anyway, back to the actual story we're going on. Yeah, so there was a guy that we knew who, he was pretty chill guy. He was a little bit weird, and then another person came over. And during the time that they were both like in our group, they got along really well. Not well.
It was a regular friendship.
Yeah, no bad blood between them, nothing of the sort. And then one day we had a computer science class with the person who had joined. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, when they were surrounded with a different group of like people from another friendship group that they had come from before they made it to us, all of a sudden their attitude towards the guy who was really chill just changed. And suddenly, like, she was calling him a dickhead, and that it was weird, and that it was fucking, like, that he was, like, that they were, like, using his accounts and stuff like that. Just the whole attitude towards him changed. And the only reason it did was because they were surrounded by a new, like, group. And when we confronted them on it, and we said, what, you guys don't like this person now? And just shrugged. And I think that the reason why I didn't shake that person is because of the hierarchy thing. You'd think that when we confronted them about it, it would sort of like edge them to stop it. But again, the hierarchy thing, some people were just seen as less in the group, because we made a lot of like friendly jokes with the chill guy. So, and I reckon we're partly to blame for the treatment that he got from this new person, because they saw those like those like harmless jabs that we did, and then they just took it and ran with it, and they found some way to gain leverage over the group and now be one of like, what would you say, one of like the most liked within the group, or what?
Yeah, I thought so.
Yeah.
I think it was trying to be most liked. I think it was
trying to impress, maybe, like their own insecurities, like of just needing to be better than other people around they had already got.
No, I think it's just someone being so far from what the other person is used to. They just can't. They're too different. They just can't. One of them just can't get along with the other, but they still need to.
They need to for the sake of
be friendly.
I think
because
I remember
on this table where everyone is friendly.
I was in that lesson when we found out, and it surprised me. And I think when you use the word hierarchy, I feel like that person. I feel like they sort of, I want to say like not manipulated, but they sort of just poke their opinion out there and sort of, I don't know, it felt like the order of things was flipped. Like we was all friendly with each other, and then when that person came in, you could tell there were sides. And if an argument was to have happened, then it would have been fucking bad because the group, the table as a whole, is split.
You think? I don't think so.
100%, 100%. It depended
Unless
on the
there were
people,
no-
100%.
I think it would depend on what point in time we're talking about, because there are certain point in times where a lot of our opinion of certain people changed.
Yeah.
Some may have been biased, some may have not been, and I think that would ultimately be would determine the outcome if a big argument happened.
Well, I mean, luckily there wasn't a big argument. We sort of just drifted apart, and yeah, I think we could all tell what it was gonna be like, or when we was in lockdown, what it was gonna be like, because you could see some people weren't as active on the group chats, or some people were more talkative to each other online or etc. And then I think once we raised our concerns to one person about everything, I think it made it kind of worse in a way.
How so?
Well, we know one kid was I guess bouncing between two groups, and we was obviously aware of it. And then when we raised our concerns, I feel like we put him under pressure to address the situation, or maybe to like pick a side.
I don't feel like we did. We did.
No, I don't think that was on
We
us,
said
no.
multiple times we were completely fine with who he was playing with. We were just saying, like,
I think now he's chose his side, he can go and fuck off, because what shit he's
Yeah.
done now is so petty. I don't get it, but I don't know. I'm glad things have turned out the way they have, and I think the remainder of what the table was is that I think we're a good bunch. Like we all have different likes and things, and we click off each other with different opinions and stuff like that, and I think it's a good balance.
We all do just genuinely have good chemistry with each other. Whereas the people that we had throughout our secondary school experience I'll give you a rundown here. We had I say from year 7 we had an emo, an edgelord, a fucking weirdo, and a fuckboy. Then we got emo, fucking weird cunt, ginger weird cunt, sweary one, Matt.
Ginger.
Just Matt.
Yeah, that's me. Roadman.
Yeah. No, Roadman was year 9.
Fuck off.
What do you mean? You were.
I was halfway developed.
No, wait, developed. Year 7, the table was kind of small. Year 8, the table it wasn't that big. Year 9, the table was like big. We had a lot of people there. We had about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I'd say 9 people there, and other people would just come and sit there occasionally, just sometimes. And then in year 10, I think it dropped significantly. A lot of people fucked off. Year 11, it was like it got reduced down to like, I don't know,
7 people. Year 11. Say if we went back now, and knowing what would have happened to the group, do you think we would have done something about it?
I don't think. Me and Matthew aren't really confrontational people. Maybe you'd have done something about it. You're much more head on.
No, I
If we knew what
we knew that the group wasn't going to stay together, and us 3 and 2 other people were more closer than the others, and we knew, things would have happened with certain friendships and whatnot, and we know people would have been like just childish about a couple things. Do we think we would have left the group and made another different group, or do we think we'd have just kept things how they were and just let things play the same?
I just let things play the same, because knowing what happens, I think it would affect me less.
What about you, Matt?
It's a little bit different for me, isn't it?
Yeah.
If I did know, well, certain things would have been ended, and then that person would have probably left as well.
Right.
But apart from that, it probably would have stayed mostly the same.
I think. Do you not think friendships would have been different? Like, so for example, say we did go back and we knew what was going to happen. Do you not think you would? Do you think you'd be the same person as you would be now, or do you think you put on like a facade or like a fake personality when you're around them in a way?
What if I knew that one of my closest friends is gonna gonna ditch me in a year's
Yeah.
time, would I still be really
Would
friendly
you?
with
Yeah.
them?
Would you? Yeah.
Well, obviously not. No one would.
So then I think that already would have changed the thing, the balance or something. I don't know.
You see, it's annoying with that one because I really enjoyed his company when I was friends with him. So it hurt like a kick in the balls when he fucked us off, especially with like who he fucked us off to play with.
Well,
Yeah, it is conditional. It depends. Who knows? If
Yeah.
all of us knew what was going to happen, then it'd be just settled and we'd all split up, wouldn't we? But still hate him.
do they still talk?
Not really, but because Adam is best friends with you know who,
Oh.
it kind of
Right. Oh. Well, I mean, yeah.
It's
Fine,
like
we
the
have a
thing.
mole.
Me and Adam are really, really good friends, you know, and me and Adam have known each other since year 7, and we've had our ups and downs. I'm still friends with Adam now, and Adam is still friends with a person that I really, really don't like, and could honestly go the rest of my life without ever seeing again.
Right.
Me and Adam are still cool, because Adam never fucked me off. Adam never gave me the boot, kicked me down a flight of stairs, torched my body, set me on fire. That's what the other person did. He kicked me down a flight of stairs, threw a fucking lion on me, poured gasoline over me, set me on fire. I don't know, cut my arms off, and then I don't know, made me try and play a piano. That's what he did.
Hmm.
And that's the difference between it. Because I had told him the same thing I told Adam. I don't care if you're friends with them. Just if you're ever going to invite me to something, just make sure like I'm not having to see them.
Okay. Well, do you think? Yeah, but you just said a couple of minutes ago, you're not a very You're not a very confrontational person. If a scenario was to arise, and you were at, say, a party together, do you really think something would happen?
If something were to happen, it wouldn't be because of me. I've moved on from that. I'm completely. I do not care about it anymore. I'd very much like to just, erase that person from my life.
Mm.
But I wouldn't even try and talk to them.
What about you, Matt?
What if I had to go to an event and they were there?
Yeah. Do you? My question is, do you think something would happen, and if so, who would instigate it in a way?
What is something?
I don't know. It could be like a little argument. It could be, I don't know. It could be a scrap. It could be anything. My question is,
No,
do you
I
think
don't-
something would
I don't-
happen?
I don't think we'd have a scrap.
Okay, so what do you think
get
would happen?
fucking-
What do you think would happen?
Get arrested.
I get flattened.
What do
Oh my
you
God.
what do you think would happen? That's going in, by the way. What do you think would happen? What do you think would happen?
Yeah, keep that in. Keep that in.
Okay. What do you think would happen?
It would be lots of petty remarks
Right.
from across the room.
Mm.
It would be lots of sort of glares
Right.
walking past.
And that would be it.
Maybe a
There would
conversation.
there'd be no face-to-face comments or any conversations or anything like that.
Well, the petty remarks and like stares would all be from them, the other person.
Right.
A conversation would probably be started by me,
Okay.
maybe, but I don't see it happening.
Okay.
And it wouldn't be a confrontation. It would just be trying to keep a civil conversation. But I'm
Okay.
not sure how possible that would be.
Civil conversation with them is probably
Okay.
not
Then do you think
out of
there's
question.
any I know the answer to this, but I'm gonna ask it anyway. Do you think there's any possible way that a friendship can be made again with those people? With those 3 people.
Who specifically?
Those 3 people. You know what I'm talking
friends.
about.
It's different for one of them than it is for 2 of them. For 2 of them, it's I like if you make an effort to change, I won't actively like wish death upon you, but I still don't want to like ever talk to you in my life. With the other one, it's like if he needs me in a time of need, like I don't know, like someone's dying or something, I could bury the hatchet. And then I don't know. I guess I could just I could lend a hand or something.
Okay, without
Because
those ridiculous scenarios, I'm talking about you meet up. Say like we're out of town. We see them. They come over and be like acting all friendly, and they want to be friends again. Do you think? What do you think would happen there? Do you think you'd try to have a friendly conversation and a friendly friendship again, or do you think you'd just say "fuck off"? I don't want to be friends with you ever again.
I've kind of already had this conversation. And it would just go. It would end the same way it did. It did there.
Oh,
Yeah.
right.
you kind
Okay.
of done it.
Do you want to talk about that, or
I mean, it can do. Yeah. Someone who I knew and I didn't have a very good, experience with for like like a good, I don't
a
know,
while?
10 months or a year, like came out of nowhere and like kind of tried to like make amends, I think.
You can't. Yeah,
But
you can't tell if it's genuine or not.
I can't tell if it's genuine or not because it's through fucking text. And also they started it by like sending me like memes, shit ones, might I add. If you're ever hearing this, they were fucking shit.
They were also in a
I
party
just-
together, right?
Yeah,
So they could have
no,
been.
I'm not sure if they were in an Xbox party. I think they were in a group chat together. Because it's like
No,
it
you
started
said
with
you
an
said that
they were
that they'd message you and then you checked.
it was in an old group chat that we had, and they were trying to get me to leave it because they wanted to use it or something.
Just make a new one,
I
bro.
just left it. Yeah, I was gonna say that, but I couldn't be bothered. This was like at 1 o'clock in the morning, and I had college, so I left it at that.
Well, the
I
fact that
left,
they
and then
didn't,
they and
the
then
fact
they
that they didn't
I
just
left
make a
the
new
thing.
one shows that she was just trying to piss you off,
Yeah,
or she needed an excuse to talk to
Pettiness,
you.
bro.
yeah. And then so I just left the group chat. And I tried to go back to bed, and then they kept trying to talk to me. And well, no, they weren't trying to talk. They were just sending me things. So I just asked them if they were bored or something, if this was the only thing that they had like to do. And then, some shitty fucking response. Then I told them to leave me alone. And then they continued to send me messages. And then I just told them flat out, I want nothing to do with you. You have been such a fucking, detriment to my life. I would really just like to have nothing to do with you, go our separate ways. And then eventually, they understood, this, just to fuck off. And then I blocked them.
Okay.
Because here's the thing. If they had made a conscious effort to, I don't even need an apology because I don't feel like a victim. I just want a conscious effort that they are not the same shitty fucking person that they were when I knew them. And I didn't get that. I just got a reminder of the bullshit that, the people that I and other people have had to endure from this one person for so fucking long. So yeah, at that point I realized nothing changed. This person's still as childish and selfish as they were when I knew them. So there's no point in me
are
continuing
you
the
saying
conversation.
if the person flat out not changed their character, but changed the way they, or I guess just grow up in a way, would you
Just made a conscious effort to change for the people. And I'm just saying, this isn't just me who believes this. There are people who have known this person for a very long time who have also said to me personally that the way that they act and the way that they treat other people it's just such a clear fucking entitlement. Anyway, yeah, I digress. This person's an asshole.
and do you, but my point is, if they changed the way they were or grew up, is there any sort of chance of a friendship happening?
Not a friendship, just neutral ground. And that's it. I'd
Okay.
still want nothing to do with them.
What about you, Matt? With your
That's,
what do I
that's
say?
completely
What do
that's
I say?
completely different.
With your
That's a whole
scenario,
other
Matt,
story.
is there any chance of it happening?
I feel like in the scenario you said, where if we saw them like uptown or something,
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I'd be more angry at him
Right. Why is that?
So that was more unexpected. I feel like that one. I don't think that one hurt as much emotionally,
Mm.
but it was still that one. That one shocked me.
Wait, what
Yeah.
one? What one?
And I think that one,
Right through the fucking heart.
that one, yeah, that one was sort of like, where did it come from?
Like,
And then you also think back, and it's like, you've been doing this for a while now.
our individual ones weren't that bad, but that one stung.
So obviously for me it's completely different. I'm not gonna say why it's different for me, but it's a completely different situation for me. Obviously, I don't think my hatred for those three are as strong as you two towards them. But I still think what he did was incredibly wrong. Especially what he says, like what he said before in the past about this certain certain topics.
That links back to the whole being two-faced thing. We check on them, they say everything's fine, they then play with us, for that day, for that evening,
and then lies,
and straight back to it.
And he lies, and then leaves, and then goes straight back to the other people. Yeah, the other two, I wouldn't interact with just because I know how childish they are, and I feel like with me personally, there's no way of like even reigniting like a friendship with them.
You just don't
past things.
You don't need the energy that they bring into your life. You don't need that. When I say energy, I don't mean that in a good way. I mean the vibes that they give off, and like just the energy that they put out around themselves.
It's just very it's very. I feel like it's very childish, and it feels like
it's petty, it's childish.
It is.
More often than not, it's very, very selfish, and I don't need that in my life. I've got friends all around me who are very humble, who are very nice. Yeah, I got loyal friends, and I don't need some fucking petty, two-faced, fucking like childish behavior like running through my life right now.
I feel like
that's the reason why I wouldn't even consider it if they just came to me and just like wanted to be friends again. Because I know nothing's gonna change. I know nothing. Like you can always tell this with the kind of people that like do this to you. You know nothing's gonna change with them, because they live in that little bubble. Because if they're selfish enough to do the things that they do to you, they're definitely selfish enough not to consider your feelings for it.
So
and then, with that, they're never gonna apologize.
Yeah. So obviously, I think. If I saw him, I don't know. See, I don't know the situation when it comes to me, just because of how vast the situation is comparing me to used to. But yeah, going back to the point of where like what he said in the past and then what he's gone out and done. And I think if I was in your situations, I would fucking hate him with like a passion, and that's why I wouldn't even knowing that it's like relationships as well, like knowing what's happened in the past. There's no way I think I could get to know that person again, just because there's always that what if factor of what if they do that again, what if this, what if that.
It's like shit like that is what gives people trust issues.
Well, yeah.
I don't know. If I saw them or they wanted to talk to them, I'd almost be more angry at him than I would be her.
100%.
It should be the other way around.
No. So yeah, but okay. This is hard to put into words because I don't know if you want this out there.
Well, let's just take it like this.
Just say it if you want to know. I'll let you know.
So when what happened with you and her happened, he was there to support you for it, and he was telling you like, yeah, no, they don't deserve you.
We was in a group chat when you said it, and he was there.
Yeah, they took you for granted or something like that, and then
he goes out and does an Italy, bro, and switches sides. Fuck that.
Yeah, and then they fucked us off.
I'd be more angry at him than her.
Those people again.
Because if you're more angry at her, sorry to cut you off. If you're more angry at her, I think that just shows you're still like still caught up in the past in a way. I don't know.
Like masked by the illusion of the friendship that you had with him.
I would be more angry at him, just because of what you've said to each other and different things like that, and how close our friendship was with him. And then he goes out and does that. Oh no, that's a snake. That's a snake right there.
It's just you remember all the times that like we played with him on Rainbow and like other games, and
All the
like,
times we met
the
up.
fun that
All of that
we
shit.
had, and all of that down the drain for two fucking petty fucking seagulls. I call them seagulls because that's how I imagine they sound.
Would you sit down and have a conversation with them?
I would.
Yes, because I'd be able to pressure all of them.
I would with him. That's it.
No, actually, yeah, no. I do it with the other two. I wouldn't do it with him. I couldn't
I
bring
do it
myself
with
to do it.
him just because I don't think the other two haven't done anything that bad compared to you two. Like, you're my boys, so obviously I'm gonna back you over them. But I wouldn't have. There's no need for me to talk to them.
Yeah.
So it would just be him and be like, what the fuck? And I want to know I would want to know why he did it. Because that's not something you do.
He did like directly opposite of what you did. You stuck with your boys no matter what, and he fucked us off. I don't know why he fucked us off. I don't know if there was something we did. I don't think so.
We didn't do anything.
And if there was, I think it would have been taken out of context or something of the sort. We invited him to come out. We checked up on him. We invited him to play video games, and then
In lockdown, by the way, where everyone's going through some fuck shit because they're by themselves. So you've got to be, you know, considerate, and you know you've got to look out for your boys. And then he plays Among Us for like, I don't know, an hour, if that. And then he makes a lie up, a fucking shit lie, and then goes off with the other two. And that's how can you defend yourself there? There's no way you defend yourself.
I think the reason why I would never want to have that conversation with him is because I feel like his answer would hurt me more than just the realization that he was doing it.
I don't think there would be an answer.
Yeah, and I think that would hurt, even if there wasn't an answer.
I wouldn't. I don't think I talked to him. I don't think I talked to one of the other ones either.
Which one?
Your one?
Yeah, that's the right word.
Well, I don't have time for her. I don't. She's still like
You've
me.
already had one conversation with her and you end up getting called a racist.
She called me a racist. Don't think you can have a conversation with her at all. So.
Wait, who would you talk to?
We wouldn't even try. Just her.
Just his one.
Oh.
Yeah.
What would you say?
Oi, bitch.
Because I'm sure you've got questions.
I think I'd want to say stuff I should have said.
That's what I mean, bro. We did this. I really think you should have been more blunt. You laid it down very softly.
Yeah, yes and no.
What do we think college is going to be like after COVID's lifted, and how do we think it's going to be different? Because from what I've heard, people say college is completely different to when they was there. Obviously, like loads of things are shut. What do we think college is going to be like in our second year? And let's just say COVID's gone. What do we think it's going to be like then? And then what do we think it will be like after we finish college?
Well, I think college is like college life during our second year. It will be weird because we would be experiencing everything we should have experienced in our first year, in our second year. So we'd be just as fucking confused as the new first years. But I think we'd adapt, we'd overcome, we'd Bear Grylls it. Yeah.
Now, what do you think after college? Like, you've left college.
I'll fucking cross that bridge when I come to it. I haven't got a fucking clue.
What about you, Matt?
The only difference is we're going to be spending more time in college, so probably won't be too bad. It'd be a bit difficult because you sort of, I feel like friend groups have already we haven't had really time to get to know people. So the few friend groups that have formed are probably going to stay there, and I
Right.
doubt I'm going to talk to many people much more, so not much is going to change.
Okay. Well, I wanna thank you both for being here.
Wagwan.
Okay, that's
Yep.
Wagwan's a greeting, so
Oh shit. I don't know. I'm not versed in Roadmanian.
it's Jamaican, mate. But
Fuck.
I wanna thank
I'm
you for
gonna get
being here.
cancelled.
I wanna thank you for being here. It's been a long one, hour and a half, but we moved.
We.
What? Oh, okay. Well, I don't know what next episode's gonna be about. We'll probably hint about, Attack on Titan finally coming to an end. We'll probably be talking about the Jake Paul Ben Askren fight after it's happened. Who knows?
Alright, can we do a conspiracy? Can we do a conspiracy theories episode?
Okay, that will be next episode.
That's a good idea.
That will be next episode. That's guaranteed next episode on not Saturday, Monday. There we go. Maybe I don't know. If we're up to it on Monday, we'll record one
Yeah.
about conspiracy theories. I do want to say, like and subscribe. We are now on Spotify. I might just add, we're on Spotify.
Don't know how we made that,
Link
but we're
is in the
there.
description for our Spotify and our Anchor, both audio platforms. Links to our socials as well in the description. Check those out. They're great.
Follow me on Instagram. I need to breach 100 followers.
Follow me on-
Unfollowed me.
Follow me on Twitch. Trying to get affiliate. It's been a while. Follow Matt on Twitter. He's a kinky leftist, so enjoy that.
I am, yes, I am.
It's quite ironic because he hangs around Tories.